your calendars for the 22nd of September 2023 and join us for the book launch of a powerful book, The Prayer Guide by Prophetess Dr. Justina. Her wisdom and spiritual insights will transform your life. Prophetess Dr. Justina will grace the event, sharing deep revelations on prayer. I tell you, your life will never be the same again. Expect from God that day. Save the date and be part of this momentous occasion. Venue is God's Word's Embassy Church in Matasia. See you on the 22nd of September 2023 for a life-changing experience at this launch of Prayer Guide by Prophetess Dr. Justina. Mark your calendars for the 22nd of September 2023 and join us for the book launch of a powerful book, The Prayer Guide by Prophetess.
Praise be to Jesus. Praise be to Jesus. Malebrado zegede barusataya. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, King of Kings. Thank you, Most High God, for another opportunity to be in your presence, to study, to have understanding, to have revelation. Thank you, Lord. We are grateful, Lord. We are so grateful because you have made it possible that we are here today for another episode of Family Clinic. I hope you are excited. I hope you have connected. You have shared with your friends, your family. Let someone know that we are live. And today is question and answer continue. So you need to let someone know. Make noise online. Send it to your friends. Send it to people. Let them come on in that we are live today again by the help of God. I want to pray that by the mighty name of Jesus, whatever we are going to learn today, let it be useful to your destiny. Let it bring you light. Let it bring you life. Let it bring restoration. Let it increase you. Let it give you divine settlement by the hand of God. Makatoba zele bragado zegede baruzate. Librado zate kayabaragado zimanana zo zegede. Ribobo zegayabazuza radele bragadoza. Mashanda rabazele brogo zegede. Likababa zata rabo zakata labazeka yabaro zedebo ziada. Oh, mashanda yabaro sekete baro zegedegede. Father, have your way, oh Lord, have your way. Let your word come expressly today. Let your word come expressly today, that your people may have an understanding, that they may have an understanding to walk in your glory, to walk in your principle, to dwell in your word. Father, Lord, I pray for them. Anyone going through marital challenges, family challenges, I pray that God will touch your heart, will touch your family, will bring healing unto you, so that your life will be stable like divine settlement in Jesus' mighty name. Family Clinic is a very unique program which is designed to heal and restore marriages. It is in my happiness, my joy, that we as Christians, we have a fashion or a program that has been fashioned to talk about our families, because most often before now, families are being kept silent. It's as if nobody wants to talk about the issues in the family, and for that reason, many Christian families got issues. They were not able to know. They were not able to understand what should be done, what shouldn't be done, and many chaotic marriages. Today, marriage is depreciating because of the soured taste people have encountered in marriages. But when God created marriage, He created it for beauty. He created it for companionship. He created it for friendship. He created it for satisfaction. He created it for union. He created it for reproduction of his creation. But today, the reverse is the case. Many families are mourning, many families are not happy. But if we are able to learn some details, some things, some principles, some guides that can help the married woman, that can help the married man, that can help the young girl who wants to settle down, that can help the young man who wants to settle down, that can help the children in the home. If we are able to get these principles that has been tested and proven to help to cushion the reactions and actions that we get in our marriages. I always say this, there is no best formula for marriage. Even when God chooses for you a partner, there is no guarantee that it will be successful from beginning to the finishing. If you look at in the Garden of Eden, God chose, he brought the sentiment of marriage. Adam maybe needed it, but never looked for it. But the first marriage that was constituted in the context or in family way, it was done by God. God was the one who first did the first official wedding ceremony. No one else. Him. He got the couples, he wedded them, he gave them home, and asked them to live in peace. Did they live in peace? Apana. Because we are creature of choice. We are creature of choice. God will choose for you, but will not force you to remain in his choice. He will tell you, choose this that you may have life in abundance. If you don't choose it, there is death. But people will also still don't choose it. So there is no sure bet, but there is a guide that can protect, that can help you to live in marriage without being sad. There is a guide that can help you to get a successful partner. All the marriages that was instituted in the kingdom, in the Bible, we saw how many of them went through turbulence. It doesn't matter whether God is the one who is speaking. What matters is the people who has been picked. What is their vision for that marriage? Do they have expectation? Are they willing to make it work? Are they willing to be happy? Are they ready to sacrifice for one another? Because Adam lost his original place because of his wife. And they continued life, and they even had children. And when their children fought and did evil, they continue having children. Are we able to do that? So I pray that today, God will help us. Ensure that you are asking, you are dropping your comments, you are reaching out to people so that they can connect also. We need to get deeper so that we will have understanding. Another thing actually I have noticed a lot of, recently, many infants, okay, let me not say infants, early pregnancies, early sex is too much. Ladies between 10 to 18, they are really doing so many crazy things. I don't know if it is the digital environment that has come to eat up our children, but we have to deal with this also. So we will be talking about it as God help me. Let's look at early babies having children so early. What is the danger in it? Because it's dangerous. It can affect your pelvis. It can keep you. When you think you need that sex, you will not be able to have it. It can really, really cause you a lot of problem. That's just by the way anyway, but it's a source of concern. Every Christian sister that are mature, if you have younger sisters in your neighborhood, please don't forget to educate them about early sex is wrong, the effects, the damage it gives to their brains and everything is too much. Baby giving birth to babies, it is crazy, it is not acceptable, it is abuse, and we must, by every means, whether in the church, in our platforms, we must condemn it and try to educate our youths to enable them not to fall into temptation, our teenagers. May God help us. Now I can see some couple of questions because I want to use the time well I can start picking questions. Please bring it in. I'm ready. I hope you are ready. I'm ready. I hope you are ready. Malado zegabaro zekata labaziata. Mama, is it possible for one to change his or her spiritual parent at different seasons of their life, and how will you know it's time to depart? Oh, Mama Shatarabos. Right now, I don't think they do change spiritual parent, because if you look at in the Bible, Jesus was the spiritual father of the apostles. There was never a time we saw them changing Jesus. There is spiritual parent and there is mentors. And there are also guardians and supporters, prayer partners, and all that. So when you look at spiritual parenting from the Bible perspective, you see that Jesus and the disciples, they served Jesus even in his absence till his death. Then if you go to the Old Testament, you see Elijah and Elisha. They were there till death do them part. So these are prophetic people, or people who are very sensitive. I don't think I've seen a case. Gehazi did not obey. He disobeyed. That is why he fell out. So I've never heard in the Bible terms where you suddenly parent this and disparent this. Maybe I've not read it. I might look for. But physically, I have seen people say, this is my spiritual father, and later they change. Or they say, this is my spiritual mentor, and later they change. What actually happens? You see, somebody can be your spiritual father, but not functioning in your dimensions. Let's assume Abraham was called a prophet, but we never saw Abraham prophesying. But yet, we still lean on the grace of Abraham. But when you look at Elijah, Elijah was a prophet, and he even had the school of the prophet. So what does that mean? Elijah was an active born prophet who could impact on prophets. He could implant, he could impart on them. So for physical observation, I have seen many times where someone said, this is my spiritual parent, and after many years, they disengage and go to another one. It also can be thing of choice by discovery. Because sometimes in the early stage of your ministry, you might meet someone who you thought is your spiritual parent. But as time goes on, maybe they will discover, even them can discover and say, my dear, I have nurtured you. I want to direct you now to this person. They can hand you over. But it has to be done with so much wisdom, because you can never leave one bitter. You can never step on one. You can never hurt one to please another. Anytime you are departing from a spiritual covering, never leave an injury. Never leave a crack. That crack will put a loophole and access in your life. It might not start immediately, but it will come to pass. When you will least expect it, you will see that the way you dumped your spiritual parent is catching up with your future. So wisdom is required in that place. Mama, when you are in a relationship for long and this man has not talked about marriage, but he's doing everything for you, what am I supposed to do? And this is promising to marry you. That man, you ask him, are you studying? Are you doing marriageology? Is it a study? If it's a study, he should give you a certificate. I don't know why some women have stayed in marriage more than in relationship than how many years in marriage. A man who has dated you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, oh my goodness. That's a big doctorate. That's a good certificate. Many years. He has to pay you or give you certification. It is very wrong. And sometimes I think the women don't have the boldness or the courage to walk out. probably because of insecurity. But when a man keep telling you, I will marry you, and he has the money to do it and he's not doing it, it means there is a question mark. If he doesn't have the money, but he's in his intention, he has gone to your family, then you'll be patient with him to have that money to do it. But those ones who have the money, but they keep procrastinating, it's an error, a wrong signal. Mama, what can one do if they fall in love with someone else when they are married? Is it okay to discuss it with their partners and find a way to go about it, or what should that person do? My goodness, that's a trap. And it is possible, it happens. You see, most time when we used to go get into marriage before now, most women are not vocal. They cannot say, I don't want. They just tell you, you get married and you get married. You see, when civilization came, we realized that we actually have a choice. And sometimes you can find yourself in a wrong position of love. You experience love in a wrong side that you never expected, be it male or female. Now, how do you manage such a situation? If your man is not mature, please die with that feeling. Die with it. Pray for God, because every feeling with time can either fade out or reduce its strength. A feeling that is not watered can fade out, the pressure can be reduced for you to be free. If your husband is not mature, please don't bring problem. Some men are babies, but they are men in bodies. So when you get to tell them, I have a feelings, they will assume you have already cheated on them, you have done BCD, what. You will be trapped in your own truth. So what do? Allow time to fade it out. Don't allow yourself to be in a serious, close place with someone you already know you are falling in love with. The more you people stay within yourself so closely, the temperature of the love tends to increase. Distance has a way of affecting love. Lack of communication has a way of affecting love. So if you're already trapped by you're already married, you must be very sensitive, because this thing called love, it doesn't have sense. It can disgrace you even in your anointing. I'm telling you the truth. Your heart is born again, but that place is not born again and is not planning to. God did not put it as part that will be born again. The only thing God told that place is to be disciplined. He didn't tell it to born again. God does not need it to born again. If he born again, the life will be boring. So it's kind of a disco thing, you know. So use your heart and your head. Don't use your feelings. It will put you down. I can assure you. Love can put you down. It can make you do things you wouldn't even believe you were capable of doing. And I don't know why this thing called love, I don't know where it came from. God just brought it into us, and it comes in and hits you without permission, if I can say that. I pray I have answered that question for you. Mama, on marriage, nowadays we see women proposing to men. Is it biblical, and is it even right? Should men be the one taking the step forward? Yes, when we saw it is the man who is supposed to take the step forward. But we are in a dysfunctional stage or age of our generation. So what does that mean? So many things has been introduced. But what I can advise as a young girl, you identify a man you are crushing for. Don't keep giving him attitude. You see, send the right signals. Let him know that I think I like you. Not in a way that you have to speak it. Show care, show love. Try to keep a communication. If the person pick interest, you try, there is interest. It's already a sign that this person is understanding you. Whether he's getting it deeply or not, but let him know that you feel something genuine for him. Maybe he doesn't know, and you are hiding. And he's also willing for an open relationship. But I don't think it is so morally correct for you to just come out on the blue and say, man, I want you to marry me. No. I feel that's too cheap. We still need, but you can put him at the corner. Women, hear me well. Put that man at the corner to vomit it. You can make him speak it by the way you take care of him, especially if he's dating you. You will make him speak it. Whether he speak it in play or joke, just stamp it with him there. If you have found him good, make him speak it. Ask him questions. Put him on a corner that will make him to say, yes, I want to be with you, or I don't want to be with you. If he keeps avoiding that conclusive conversation, that's already a red light. Then you don't push forward. Mama, what should you do if you are a married young lady and single men approach you for relationship? By the way, that's what is common right away. Many single men is looking for matured ladies, probably because most matured ladies are less dramatic. These our young girls, I don't know why you people are acting movie. You are so dramatic that so many young men find it impossible to manage this generation ladies. They are so super hyper. What they want is in the sky. What they want is only them that can get it from heaven. Those kind of things. You choke and suffocate the young men to the point they are now chasing these women. And you see, these women, because also them, they didn't have time to do a lot of things, and probably they've given birth. Their husband has forgotten to tell them how beautiful they are, how sweet they look, and the man is feeling like this is now mine. It's like a possession, no longer a sweet chick like it used to be in the beginning. So when they find these young guys crushing for them, admiring what their husband has forgotten to admire, it might get into the head of that woman. The only way you can avoid it is to ensure you have shock observers. If you don't have good shock observer, run for your life. But it is happening right now. Most married women are being pressured into relationship. Also for financial security. Most men also do that for financial security, because this young girl, they have sex with them, they give them money. But you see, this older women is not even after your money. Rather, he's going to give you your money. So you see, wicked generation, they are now working. Sex is not like a job. They are using it to earn money as they do that. So it's happening. But we need a lot of wisdom and prayer for that for you to handle that. You must be very careful. If you don't have shock absorber, run for your life. Don't even think you want to try. I have realized that young guys these days, even what they post, the way they talk, their construction of messages can put you into hellfire, and you will not realize you are in hellfire. Mama, you get married to a man who was married before but divorced. Then the man dies. How am I supposed to share wealth with the kid he had? If the man has a legal wife and you are not the legal wife, that's a big problem. And if he doesn't have a will, you will be at the mercy of the wife and the family of the wife. That is the children, the first set of children and all that. So it is good when a man starts living with many women and getting married to them. It's good for him to prepare his will. It's good for him to buy property for each of their wives. You can buy this property and say this is for the first wife and the children. You can buy a second property and say this is for your second wife and the children. Make it clear to the family, this is what I have given this is what I have given this, in case. But if they have already divorced and they have shared something after their divorce, because most divorced cases, they share their property immediately after the divorce. So if they have already shared the property, you are inheriting what the man has with his children, with your children, and also with the extended family. So you people have to put it in order. Don't be greedy. Don't be too greedy. Just try to be nice. because even you also die and leave the property like the man. Marado zegede baruzata. Mama, what happened spiritually to the babies who are physically aborted? Their spirit remains in pain and in agony. They cry. They remain, they are alive. In the realm of the spirit, they still stand as a baby that came through you. So they cry. Those are the babies that keeps crying. It's like, but when you pray and God show you mercy, you will be free from the torment that the devil can use it to give to you. But they are there. You've seen that during prophecy, sometimes I will see somebody say, I see 3 children, but I can only see 2. Where what happened to 1? Or I'm seeing 3. Why are you having 2? And they are telling you, oh, I had 3, or I was pregnant, I miscarried. But you see, it is still reflecting that this happened. So that's why Satan wants people to be doing abortion, because every abortion you do is a human you have killed, a full-grown human, whether it is formed in a blood, because it is, if you have allowed it, it will have bones, it will have everything, and it will become a full-grown human like you. So every child aborted is like a sacrifice made to a kingdom that benefits in the blood sucking of that spirit. So it's spiritually very crazy, and if we have any way to avoid it, it is very important. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the question. I can see them coming in. Mama, on having babies at an early stage, is it wise for a young couple who are married to get family planning so to avoid getting babies at the first years of their marriage? No, the moment you get married, you have entered business of giving birth. So that's why you don't need to rush into marriage. No, make sure that you are of age. Don't start getting into marriage at very, very young age, because your pelvis can be destroyed, can be reshaped, something can happen. And when it happens in a bad way, the man will not wait for you. Unfortunately, this is our reality as women. If by giving birth you have any crack, you have anything, the man will no longer be interested in you in bed. In as much as he loves you, you have given him a child. Men are also selfish. They want comfort during sex. And if they can't get it in your life, they will definitely look for it outside. So why put yourself in a situation that you can be disadvantaged? It is wisdom. But you don't need to get into family planning immediately after you have already married. The moment you get married, that means you have prepared your mind for what it is. Don't start doing family planning. No. That's my personal opinion anyway. Makato robo zatayaba. Mama, is it wrong for me to break a relationship whereby I am not yet married, yet this guy has already paid half your bride price, and I realize I won't want to be with that person? That's very heartbreaking. How did you get to the point where he has already paid bride price before you realize? Because if he has already paid half and you are already living with him, you have children, for instance, that's no longer a relationship. That's like a family you are breaking. Although not completely instituted, but it's already a family you have formed. You can't just walk out on it. But if it is something that was already beginning and it has already started, and you get to a point, you realize, so I call it a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. If there is no baby, nothing, you can even be doing your traditional marriage and realize he lied to you. It is also good. But don't do it in a mean way. Don't use unnecessary flimsy excuses to just walk out of a man who you have lived with for many years. Marebo zakata labazata labazede barodos. Rico bobo zada rabazele bragado zegede bazia. Mama, lately many people abroad are eating their placentas after giving birth because doctors are saying it is good for them. What is your take on this issue? Okay, I don't know medical wise But I know that placenta it's like a tree, and it is very spiritually, it has to do a lot of spiritualism because it's a current. So maybe they are eating it because of the spiritual aspect of it, but I don't know. That's so irritating to even talk about it. But I know that it's something going on. When you see the life of a baby was in the placenta, so it means placenta has life. And more so, after giving birth, you must give birth to your placenta. And if you don't give birth to your placenta properly, it can give you a very bad shock. So it might be something, I don't know. Medically, I don't know. But spiritually, it's almost like a witchcraft art, because that thing contains a lot of spiritual meaning. It contains a lot of spiritual meaning. Mashada barados. Rekete baruzata ya baradisia. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Mashede baruzegedegede. Rikato bazele bragadoziata. Masandaraba. Mama, can someone refuse to be spiritually parented by a particular person, maybe because of toxic or poor character, and yet the Holy Spirit has approved? Somebody like me, yes. I'm telling you my honest truth. If you refuse to change, if you refuse to abide to instructions, I will not allow you to use your bad character or your toxic kind of life to affect my image. So if I want to parent you spiritually, you must listen to me guiding you. The moment you can't listen to be instructed and to be guided, because everybody wants to bring a brand. If you are going to be my brand, I want you to look like it. I have a standard, I have a principle, I have something that even if I'm not there, I die today, tomorrow, or I am still here today, tomorrow, I should be able to say, that's my daughter, that's my son. If I can't get that satisfaction and you are not willing to do it, it's okay for you to walk out, and it's okay for me to tell you, bye-bye, see you in heaven. Peace is very important. I can do it. I don't know about others. Biblically, I don't know if it is wrong, but I can tell you, if everybody works out their salvation at some point, if you must be led, you must learn loyalty and obedience. But if the Holy Spirit is involved, He has to give me the strength and also empower that person to listen to me. That's where it can a little bit work. Mama, is it wrong for me to leave my long-term boyfriend? He has good quality. He has not given me any signs of marriage from another man who makes me feel loved, and somehow he is very serious. Okay, these men, they can be serious in the beginning because they have not tested. The moment they start testing you, their serious will also go down like the previous or the one you have had for many years. So don't be in a hurry to make a decision with a new guy coming into your life. As a matter of truth, all men are the same. What makes each other different is the value and standard principles, discipline they have put upon themselves. If you remove it, just the same way all women are the same, it's the same all men are the same. So don't be in a haste to dump one for another, because there is nothing actually different. I've seen many women who say, I leave this man because he cheated on me. You forgot that before he met you, he had a girl before you became the main girl. You also came in when he was cheating on someone. And more so, the one you are going to meet already have a girl. These men are not vacant. Many of them are occupied with women. Free givers are there. So there is always someone in a man's life before another woman comes in. So it is not wise to think that you are the only one in their mind. It is always very rare. So I think if women can face this reality, it can help. Stop talking about he cheated on me. He has been cheating. Even when he was with you, he was just typing another girl a message. This is them. Even you should know this truth and stop fighting one another for no reason. So don't quickly leave another man for another for something you think the other one is giving to you. If you can reflect back your memory line, you will realize that even this one was giving you the same thing before you became regular girlfriend. Mama, how can you relate or show love to drunkards, prostitutes without losing virtue? It is not easy because most of them, they act out of addiction. It is not very easy. For you to do that, you will ask for grace from God. Then when the grace is given to you, devise a means, a strategy, a plan that you can use to achieve it. Because sometimes drunkards come home drunk, vomiting, and very useless. So sometimes it can get on your nerves. If you don't have that control, it can really get on your nerves. Prostitute, you try to bring them out, they go back for businesses, they come back again, they get diseases, you take them back to the hospital. So these people, to deal with them and show them love, it needs extra grace from God and maturity, so that you won't judge them, because they will relapse for many times before they can catch up and become themselves. So they need patience, for you to have patience with them. It is very, very serious that you must engage patient with them. And don't allow them to influence you, because they can easily influence you while you are trying to influence them. Mama, at what point should a young lady start dating? Because many times I have heard you warning young people, youth, to watch their waist. At what point? At that point whereby you can be able to take the shocks of life. You see, it is easy to date a man. What will you do when you get pregnant and this man tells you, am I the only one? Did I meet you as a virgin? What will you do? Will you say you want to commit suicide? Will you say your word is over? Will you feel like you have failed woefully and you feel like there is no need for you to continue living? Sex is the only easy thing in relationship. The rest other things are very difficult. Are you ready to manage their moods? You see, these are the things you must do. You need a matured mind. A relationship can sweep you off your destiny. I have seen many young men and women who left academic for just because of 10 minutes sex. So you must ask yourself question, am I mentally fit? Do I have what it takes to absorb? Because you can be with a man and you even gave him your school fees, you gave him everything, you are with him, and you tell him, let me go and come back to my auntie's place, and you are coming in, he's with your friend on the bed, and they are telling you, so what? Many young girls have been destroyed by early relationship. So for me, when you are 18, between 18 to 25, start growing your mind. Start facing truth, not only facts. Start telling yourself, this man or this relationship, is it worth it? If I can advise professionally, finish your academics. At least finish your college, finish your university. If you are not going to school very late, if you started school in a good time, and maybe you are going to graduate at the age of 20, 21, 22, 23, finish. Because if you don't finish, it can affect your result. And sometimes the outcome of your schooling can affect the destiny that God has given to you. It comes with a lot of distraction, a lot of commitment, a lot of pressure. They are paying your school fees and you are done things you shouldn't even be doing. And for what purposes? If you are still in school, are you planning to get married immediately? You can also do long-term courtship or keep a friend that you people are able to control yourself to avoid things. So that's the best advice. I don't think there is an age you can be restricted. We know that adults are youth start from 18, which is adult. Mama, my son who is still in college got a girl pregnant, still in college. Now the parents of the girl seems to like the idea and encouraging them to move in together. What should I do to save my son? There is nothing to save. Your son is going to be a father because he performed a father duty while he was still a boy. So the only thing is that the family of the girl, probably they have issue with children. Maybe they don't have children, or the mother is excited to be a grandmother. Maybe that will be the first grandchild. And also, maybe they kind of like your family and they like the idea of maybe they can pull them together to get them married or something. It's a disaster. The only thing you can do is to support them. If you refuse to support them, they will make you an enemy. And when they make you an enemy, you will lose your son to the same family who has already supported them. So swallow your pride, swallow your anger, bring them together, find out about the family, support where you can, especially to the time of the baby being pregnant and delivering that child. Try to be very supportive to avoid any complication and any other distress that might come out of it. Ma'am, Old Testament prohibits young men from sleeping with their father's wives. What about a man marries a lady with a daughter, then sleeps with the daughter of the lady? What is their fate? That's the high level of selfishness I've ever seen. And this is very rampant. A high level of wickedness. Sleeping with mother and child. It's so mean. But I don't know, this generation is a dysfunctional generation with a lot of dirty things. It is real, it is happening. Many young girls today that have single mothers, their daughters are in danger because you can bring the beast thinking you have a man and he will devour you, devour your daughter, even their own daughters, they are eating them. So you wonder, what is these people's madness? It is a sign of lack of self-control, a spirit of insects in the family trying to bring curse upon the family. It is very bad. It is against the biblical values, so it should be condemned by all possible best. And if it has already happened, now the girl needs to meet a psychology that can help that girl to come out of that horrible memory torture. Please, it is very important. It is even going vice versa. It can be male, it can be female, in either way. But male are more into it than female into it. But it is a real thing in our society today. It is biblically wrong, condemned because it is insects. It is condemned. Mama, on the people that have miscarriage, where do their baby goes? Maybe when we get to heaven, we'll find out the location. But I know that when people die, their spirit return back to the Creator. But I don't know whether they are put in heaven or they have a position where God keep miscarriage babies. I have no idea. Mama, in a situation where children are not coming, yet the couple feels it is so much important for them to have children, what advice will you give them? Should they adopt or do they do like Abraham and Sarah? How did Abraham and Sarah do? They waited. I believe that's what you are meaning, not their house girl. If that's what you are meaning, yes, you wait. Sometimes you just wait. But you see, in these modern days, there are many civilized ways. They are doing surrogate, they are doing IVF. If you have the money, try all options. if you have the money. If you don't have the money and everything is okay, engage in prayer. And God will come through for you. Don't be so much in a hurry to have kids. You know, I did it when I got married. 1 year, I was becoming so anxious. 2 years, 3 years, I thought like it will not happen, to the point that I almost even killed myself. And yet when the children came, I asked myself, was this why we were praying? These children are full of problems. You can't sleep. You can't, in fact, you can't even save. Every time you can't do anything. No more peace. It's like you just murdered peace in your life. Let me tell you, parents, children are very big responsibility. Now I know why God gave birth to only one. Only one is what he has. And we are giving birth to many, 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 many. African, we are not very wise. We like problem. So what I can advise, don't be in a hurry. Sometimes this baby you think you want, if it comes, you one time look at him and say, Guy, Jesus, help me. Mama, in a scenario where a man and a woman live in a sexual sin, they never married but married to different partners, and the kids meet later in life, can they marry? I don't understand. A man in a scenario where a man and a woman lived in sexual sin, they never married but married to different partners. I don't understand.
They are married but they're separate families, but they lived together.
Do they have children? Is it the children that will marry, or they never got married, but they had a long relationship, and after a long time they now met in future, and their children fell in love from different places? I don't think that anything is wrong there. I don't see anything wrong, because there was no cement of your relationship, and more so, it will be it will be a little bit risky if two of you still have feelings for yourself, because it will be like mother-in-law and father-in-law reuniting their love, and it can be disastrous. It is very tempting. It is very tempting. Not that it is abomination, but your first love and your first love, hey, that thing, it has a lot of chaoticness that can come out of it. So if you want to avoid it, it is, if your children can avoid, fine. Because once you are in-laws and you have to visit yourselves and you were in love before, the man will begin to touch you again, or the woman will begin to fantasize with the man, and they can start from where they stop. The two sons, the daughter and the sons, will be so embarrassed by their parents. So it needs a lot of wisdom. Mama, if you are dating someone online and they have expressed their feeling, yet you have not yet met because they live abroad, how can you tell if the person is genuine? Let me be sincere to you. Many people online are not genuine. 99% aren't genuine. They are just looking, especially when they say they are men, looking for young girls. Many young girls are more genuine than the young boys. And many of nowadays, they are doing it as professional business. They win your trust. The moment they win your trust, they will tell you they want to send you things. And the moment they start sending you one thing, they send you two things, they now hit you. It is Mugu, Yahoo by online. It is very difficult to see the genuine ones. Very difficult. And don't think because you do live video with them, they have techniques, they have things. Let me give us a testimony. Last year or last 2 years, 2021, somebody sent me a very beautiful picture, sent me in my Yahoo Messenger. And is it Messenger? Yeah, Messenger. And started talking sweet things. I was wondering. He was talking like he knows me, what, harassing me with call and everything. Then I look at this picture. The person in the picture is different from the person I can see. Although this person never knew probably I'm a prophetess. Do you know, by the time I picked this call, this guy began to tell me stories. When he finished his stories, I told him, my dear, let me talk to you. As I'm talking to you right now, I can see you in prison. And what took you to prison, you are innocent about it. It happened, this like this. And you have been there, forgotten. I pray for you. Between now and the next 5 months, let them call off your case and release you. This boy opened his... Oh my dear, life is deep. He opened this thing and started crying. Say, Jesus, who are you? I said, everybody, God just wanted you to talk with me probably. After 3 months, the same way I prophesy, a government official went and released that boy. And I told him, never go back to doing cultists. He was not actually an armed robber, but they were all these thugs. But he didn't have somebody to speak for him. That was how God helped that young man. But if you see the picture, this man, and this young man was very young boy. And he told me that he has been succeeding with this thing. No? He has been succeeding even with pastors, everything. He did not know that me, I'm a witch. I said, I'm not a witch. God wanted you to get help. My husband and I, we laughed like our head off. But it became a reality. Now, that's how many of them is. But there was something he was using to show that he's the white man, he's this one, until I tell him, can you remove those things and let me talk to you? And he's like, well, excuse me. I said, stop your English. You are from this place. This, that. It is reality. You have to be wise. They are very fake, I can assure you. And they will give you hope. They will keep you busy online. So be wise. I've seen many cases. And I've also dealt with many other people's cases. Now, this is my own case. If I was not married, probably, I would have maybe fall for this idiot. Or if I was not prophetically wired, I would have not even known. If you see the picture, you too, you can even come to church to give testimony that God have answered your prayer. And it is in prison, a young boy. Mama, is it advisable to get love from dating sites, or is it demonic? They are not genuine. Many of them are not genuine. Dating sites, those things, I think it rained in our side. We used to have that, hey, you go to dating sites, you meet good guys. I don't think they are there anymore. And I don't think they had ever been there at any time. Because it's as if thief going for thief. We are all thieves looking for another thief. You see, the motive is always very wrong. For you to get a very good dating site, which is genuine, it will cost you money. And I don't think it is even possible. I don't know now. I don't know the civilization that we are right now. But if you can date, build your character, trust in God, go to social events, try to be good in church, because many people will see you there. It will help you. Dating someone you cannot see is not as easy as someone you can see, and you are sure, because lies is very bad. And some of them are actually demonic. Some of them are actually demonic. You see from their symbols. Mama, when someone gets married to a Muslim before they found Christ, they start a family and have children. Currently, they have found Christ. Should they now divorce, or how do they go about it? They cannot divorce. They cannot say they are divorcing because of Muslim and Christian. No. They will decide. Maybe you will continue going to your church, I will continue going to my church. If I am able to convert you, fine. Definitely, Christians should not allow herself or himself to be converted to Muslim. We already know we have the light. You are the one who will ensure that by the help of the Holy Spirit, you convert them. But it is always very difficult to convert a Muslim because they respect their religion and they value it more than Christians. And they also have better characters. They have fear of their alarm. But you see, Christian, we are even age mate with God. Mama, when a girl gets pregnant and her whole family tells her to abort because it will tarnish their name, these people are the one who provide for the girl. What should she do? Run away if you have anywhere to run to. Run away if you have anywhere to run to. You see, going to do the abortion is not the problem only. You can go there and die. You can go there and your uterus can be punctured. Your many things can go wrong. So if it happens in the negative point, I can assure you, none of your family member will give you theirs. So the moment you know, that's why I tell girls, don't go having sex with men who cannot stand in for the pregnancy you have already carried. It's very embarrassing. You go stand with somebody who cannot take responsibility for the sex you have given to them. It's very embarrassing. Please, let's advise ourselves. Don't be too cajoled into things that is so bad. You have already disvirgined yourself with an idiot. Now there is pregnancy. You have to be controlled by your parents because the man is not man enough to man up the relationship. It's very bad to parents and even to you as a girl. So you can avoid that by making a proper choice of the kind of man you open your legs with. But run away if you have somewhere to run to. Abortion has never been the best option. Mama, is there a way to differentiate between lust and love? I wish to know. I think we can take it as next topic. Difference between lust and love. Sam, can you take it down? Difference between love and lust. It's a very big topic. I can teach it next Tuesday. Lust. Oh, thank you for that question. Because many people are in lust. We need to look for them to bring them out. Mama, as a single mom who has found love again, what should you do if your child keeps rejecting your suitors? How should you convince the child? And should you remain single? Please sit the child down and tell the child that even when she or he grows up, you will not be a barrier to their love. They need to know that you are not their property. 9 months rent without payment is enough tenancy. So they need to let you go. You must talk to your children, especially when they are young like that. Start telling them, you know, mommy will talk it, say it, discuss it. Some children are very wicked. The moment they see good suitor, they start punching, bringing separation or argument between you and that person. They put themselves in the middle, and yet they cannot give you sexual satisfaction, or they cannot take care of bills for you. Me, I can't tolerate such nonsense. Talk to your children. They should understand. They owe you respect. You have already prepared life for them. Now they are on earth. They should deal with their problems, whether they are small or big. Don't cross my boundary. I won't cross yours. I love you and I want a man. I love you. I want a woman. I can't stay alone. Period. Mashede baradoziata. Rikatoba zele braduzi bradoz. Mama, at what age should one stop giving birth? Western culture has no limit, but allow when you are stable and able to provide. I don't understand. Are you asking and answering? Okay, giving birth is more risky from 45 years to now going down. It's a little bit risky, especially if you have all these sicknesses attached to it. But apart from that, if you feel like you want to give birth and you have the money to take care of it, like you have stated, that's your choice. But there is no wisdom in it. There is no wisdom in having so many children. There is no wisdom in it. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the highest of it all. But I can assure you, if you have 1 or 2, 3 at the biggest sides, it is good though, because you will travel with these children. 2, If you are traveling, the ticket is cheap. If you have many children, only the flight will eat your family. Imagine somebody with 12 children. How will you go to America? You will really suffer before you even go. Bus, they'll just bring one bus to be carrying you and your family. Wealth is not in only having so many children. You see, you must be wise. The richest man on earth that we have ever heard of is Solomon. He had only 3 girls. Abi have many girls. So be wise. Don't have too many children. It's not fashion. Don't. You need your life. Having children should not take your life. So you give birth to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you train them according to your strength. Give them the best. 1 child is equivalent to 100 when you train them very well. 1 child, well trained, is bigger than 100 that is not trained. So be wise with it. Mama, at what point should a single mother introduce her lover to the child? And if the child does not like the man, should you blame the child or force the child? Give the child time. Give the child time. Never introduce the man if you are not sure with the man. Because if you keep introducing the man and changing the man, you will confuse the mind of the child. So make sure you have already started sealing, going far before you say anything. Please. Children are very sensitive and delicate. Mama, when your spouse has been committed to be barren, confirmed to be barren, is it okay to get a surrogate person who will carry your baby, or is it just adultery with a good name? He will not kill me. Adultery with a good name. It's something 2 of you have to talk about. Talk about it. Whatever options you people agree within yourselves, it's good. And it is difficult if the woman had hid or the man has hidden from you that they had an issue of not being able to give birth. Let's assume a womb was removed when she was young, or her uterus was removed, or the man had an issue and he did not tell you. You see, that's hurting. But if he told you and you enter into marriage with him or her, you must come up with a solution that will cushion that gap between the 2 of you, especially in having children, so that your parents will not be on you both for not having those children. Mama, what should a woman do if she gives birth to an albino child and is told to choose between keeping the child or the husband living? What should you do? The child is sick with high medical expenses. Albino is not a cause. Albino is a child. It must be from one of your genes, either from the man's old family or from yours. It has to be traced through history. But if you kill the child because he's an albino, that's unfair. That's very much unfair. We all have we must give people the privilege to survive. We have seen many albinos, even Oyibo, they are professional albinos, or let me say well-packaged albinos. Turn your own to well-packaged albinos. But we don't kill anyone. I have seen people who are albino and they are good people. And most of them, they even give birth and their children is not even albino because they are just in the gene. As a matter of fact, like me, the man who led me to Christ is an albino. I've worked with him for the past 20-something years and we are still working. And I can assure you he has been relevant in my life. And same situation could have happened and they could have thrown that child away. We don't know who will be the child. We've seen crippled children make international news and global news. Let's learn to protect them while they are still in our hands. Please, women, we play more role in this point. Men tend to give up very quickly because of the stigma that comes with the deformations that doesn't fit the description of people. Gede. Riba bazata labrazoze gede baruze tabaraduze. Makatobo zede baruzataya. So don't forget, if this is your first time of logging in, ensure to subscribe. If this is not your first time and you have already subscribed, don't unsubscribe yourself. And tomorrow is rescue service. Ensure to come for rescue service. You will be happy you did. And on Sunday is prophetic with a difference. On Thursday, we are having kingdom secrets. Don't miss it for anything. You see, when we gather together, we learn more. And I'm telling you this, our life is filled and balanced by the information at our disposal. What do you know determines what you can get. Shalom. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Kalibro se de baru sataya. Mande koze de baru zitaya boze deba. You are worthy to be praised and adored. Blessed be your holy name. Be thou be exalted.